Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of
The English Couple.
Yes, a couple of, well, we didn't do one last week, but we're doing one this week, show people. Well, we're not really show people. Welcome to Biggleswick Farm. And here we are on another episode, besides our veg patch, which is going ballistic, which is fantastic, and we'll show you some, I think we'll show you some of that, and I can't remember really exactly what we filmed. We filmed various bits, and we've filmed some bits that didn't go in a couple of weeks ago, which we want to show you as well, because we just ran out of time really. We've been doing our staying in a caravan bit, we've been doing our visiting, commuting bit.
To and from.
It's been quite knackering, all of this, and the weather.
The weather. It's been hot, then it's cold, it's
wet
sunny,
and it's dry.
Wet, then it's dry. The sun's in and it's out.
So our pond has dried up. I can't remember if we mentioned that before. So we've been desperate for water. At the moment, we've managed to arrange with our neighbour to be able to use his water, and mains water. So we pay him for that. Obviously, that's not quite what we wanted.
Not ideal, but needs must.
As otherwise, these poor old plants will perish, and we certainly don't want that.
No.
So there's that. The polytunnel, almost done. Almost. I'm going to order the plastic now. So the next time I think you see us, we hope the plastic will be here and we'll be putting it up, or at least pretty close to, because the plants in the little polytunnel are overflowing, aren't
Absolutely brimming it is in there. Full of them. A lot of it is celery. Thanks, Sandy. Love celery, thank goodness. There's loads of it, and it's done really well. So. Tomatoes.
The kale
cabbage.
is going ballistic.
Oh yeah, that's going ballistic. There's new cabbage, there's cauliflower, there's hopefully some radish.
So we want to get those either outside or transferred, like the tomatoes, into the bigger poly. Yeah. The potatoes. We've got a little report on that coming up on the show. Unexpected cold weather. So we'll tell you about that. And also, Julia was doing a bit of digging.
I was, yes. Bit of a digger, aren't I? Bit of a mud digger.
Yes. And you found something.
Found something. Ominous.
Ominous,
Gonna
yes.
leave that to the clip.
We have a bit to show you in the show where we found something a bit mysterious. We don't know what it is.
Probably nothing, but who knows?
Who knows? So we've got a little bit of excavation work there, but you watch for that. And, well, that's it really, I think. But anyway, you better sit back and see what we've done, or what we haven't done, where we are, and it'll all be great, won't it?
Yes.
Julia has just called me over because something exciting has occurred. So I'm racing over to the veg patch. Let's see what she's discovered.
I was just doing a bit of weeding, and then I'm just trying to re-prop up the bean stalks, the broad beans rather, and I noticed that some of the flowers had dried up and fallen off, and I was starting to worry, and then I realised we have beans. They're so beautiful. Some of them are very tiny, but we have broad beans growing.
Oh wow. Oh, that's fantastic. Tiny little ones, but presumably they're going to grow and get bigger in their pods. And we've got more to come, obviously, because they've all got flowers. This is really exciting.
So I've already propped them, the stalks, a little bit to keep the beans off the dirt. I'm going to put these canes in just to hold them steady in the wind and things a little bit. But it's far too late to be trying to get them to grow straight because...
I guess we just need to support them so they don't fall over.
Yeah,
is that the idea?
Hopefully they'll grow a bit bigger, those beans, and so the weight might be... We're learning all the time. But I'm really pleased with these. The other beans we planted, nothing has come up. Absolutely nothing. I've got some horse beans from our lovely Fiona. in pots in the poly, but no sign of them yet. But it's still early days, so maybe you might still get something to come up, and then they will go in this bed too. Just got a bit more weeding to do here, and then support the last the broad beans. Good stuff. Exciting!
Loads of them actually. More up here, that tiny little ones forming.
Yeah.
Just there.
And I think these ones are forming too.
Well, this is a lot more progress is happening now. It's very exciting. On the polytunnel side of things, we've been umming and ahhing, haven't we, about how to get the roof of the tunnel.
That's right, backwards and forwards and over, different ideas.
So we came up, because it was such a solid structure, as you can see behind us, with available wood from what we call our wood yard, we thought we'd probably have to have an apex, and I think we mentioned that in the past, didn't we?
Yes.
So it would look more like a Victorian greenhouse rather than the polytunnel.
But that was only because we didn't think at first that the big willow branch, trunks that we were cutting down would actually bend enough and be strong enough.
And I tried it on my own, and I couldn't get it to bend, and I thought, you know what, it's never going to bend. And but Julia was very convinced that it would.
I was, in my heart of hearts, I was adamant that our prototype, the small polytunnel, was going to work out. Something almost, very close to that would work very well. And so we think we've come back round to the idea.
Yes, trust the women. They know, don't they? They know. So there I was coming up with all these different ideas, and a friend of ours popped over, Dave, came over with an engineering idea for it. It was quite involved and quite a lot of work, and in the end, actually, we know that the little one that we made works.
We know it's sturdy, it's safe, it's structurally sound.
So we decided to just do it, and between the two of us, we were able to bend the willow branches, and so temporarily, just to experiment, see how it would look, we've cable tied them together. We will actually bind them with strong twine as well.
Wax coated, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And so we've cable tied them onto the top just to see. We've got more to do. But I think in principle it will work. And then Julia came up with another great idea about trying to pre-bend them.
Oh yes.
So we've got the branches stripped of the leaves and off branches, and they're pre-bending now.
They're just resting between the two sides with weight in the middle.
And the thing is, these are recently cut, so they are pliable.
Very green.
Yeah. When they get less green, or when they're dead, when they dry out, they become very solid. So we're hoping that by pre-bending them and getting them up into shape, even if it still takes us a little bit of time before the plastic is put up and all the other bits and bobs are finished, they will adopt the shape that we want.
Basically, the sooner we can get them in place and up there and in the right sort of shape, the better. And because we want them aging in place as soon as possible, really.
Yeah, and then they'll stay like that, and the plastic will just aid to keep it in position.
Yeah.
So we're very chuffed about that.
Absolutely.
It has been plaguing me for ages. What we're going to do, is it too big a structure? But we didn't want to use any other things like plastics and various other things that were suggested.
And there's this blue tubing stuff, and I don't know why, but I mean, lots of people use it and it's great, but it just didn't sit right with me. I don't know why.
And we've got the wood here, so we may as well make use of it. We've been utilising natural stuff as much as possible. We've been watching these builders on YouTube that do Neolithic Iron Age roundhouses and things,
and also looking at other people making all sorts of different types of wooden polytunnel structure and greenhouse structures.
So fingers crossed, as you watch, this will progress, and very soon plastic will be over it and stuff will be in it growing, because the little polytunnel,
it's overflowing.
Yeah. Right, shall we get some more up on there?
Yes, let's do it.
Right.
it is time. The time is now, in May, to pot up these lovely tomato plants that we were very generously gifted by lovely Sandy and Mandy from the Wiltshire Man channel. So we've had to go out and purchase some more compost, and I figured, because we had quite a few of them, that for ease, and we wouldn't have enough pots anyway. Oi! Stop it! Sorry. For ease, for now, we would get a couple of the, the tomato bags and just cut holes in them, pop 3 plants in there each, and then pop the rest, and somehow cram them into the poly potting tunnel. So here we go. Which ones are we going to select? It said something about the dark green, but I think that's just the difference in, because there's different types in here, I'm sure. That's that part done. I'm quite happy with that. Might shuffle something around to give them a bit of a windbreak, just because they're young and delicate. Now over to Richard to get some pots and put some more tomatoes in some pots.
Tomatoes! Oh, lovely! I can't wait. Look at me though. I am dressed up in 2 woolies and a scarf, because although the sun's come out now, we've had very odd weather. Hello. I'm going to plant a cat. You want to be planted? I don't think so. Yeah, we've had odd weather. It's been hot and cold. We've had 30 odd degrees, 33 in there or more, and then suddenly right down to 15. It's a strange weather. Anyway, I better get on with it. So we've got the old compost in here, and I shall make a little hole and do the usual thing. So we're so grateful to Sandy for getting them started, and to, you know, to give them to us as well. About there, do you think? Is that about right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Because we just haven't had time to do everything. So people have been, you know, very generous. Sandy, Wiltshire Man, do check him out. Wiltshire Man on YouTube. He's a really nice chap. He does all sorts of stuff. He does wild camping. We've gone camping, but not wild camping. I mean, we're wild when we are camping. That is true. Let's get these down by the sides. I need to get the approval of She Who Must Be Obeyed. Do you think that's about a good one?
Yeah.
Excellent. 1. I'll shove that. I'm going to do these in these pots, and then I'm told that down here, if you have a little poke down here, look, slightly smaller ones for these, and then we'll bring them on. But they're all different varieties. These, for example, here is, I can't actually read it, Alicia Craig. Is that a make? Guess it must be. That's red chops or something. Red
pork?
chef,
Oh.
red pork. And
There was a pork chop somewhere.
oh, there was a pork chop. So that'll go under the grill. That sounds rather lovely. So, yes, I'm not as... We've got the wind as well, that's the other thing. I'm not as proficient at all this planting, because I've been mainly working, as you would have probably gathered, on the construction side of things. So this is really Julia's area of expertise, but I'm slowly catching up, at least I hope so. I have done some of this sort of stuff in the past, but not to the extent... Ooh, that's a bit lopsided, that one. Not to the extent that we are doing with this wonderful growing on the land stuff. And can I just say, whilst we're filming, a big thank you to all the lovely comments and support that we get from the people, especially those that have done this, and they're pretty much experts, and they're watching us somewhat novice and they're very encouraging. We really appreciate that. It's just nice to know that people can see the potential, and there is the potential of a wonderful tomato plant. These, I'm guessing these are going to be outside, are they?
Inside, I think.
Inside. We're still not quite finished with our big polytunnel, but I dare say as soon as that is done, they'll be going there. So anyway, I better crack on to... after 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was very cold. I was slightly worried about the potatoes and frost. It looks like we had a frost last night. Cool, blimey, that sun's a bit bright. Let's come down here. When they were very young, the potatoes got a bit of frost and they withered. I thought we were going to lose them, but here we go. They look like they survived the night, and they're still covered in frost, and the sun is just about to in about half an hour or so it'll sort of swing across and warm them up, but they seem to have survived. They're obviously a lot hardier now, so I'm very pleased about that. That was a bit of a worry. Later that day, well, as the day went on and the sun thawed out the potatoes, well, see for yourself. What I thought was going to be a survival has put them into a little bit of frostbite, and the leaves have all withered and drooped, and it looks very sad now. Julia's a bit more optimistic actually, so I'm hoping that she's right, that they will actually survive. But what I'm going to do is, I've covered them in grass before, and the grass, I don't know if you've ever piled up grass, it gets warm as the sort of, I suppose the biology of composting happens, and we thought because it was pretty cold that would keep them safe, and we were covering the leaves, but now I'm going to cover the leaves a bit more, because if it has another frost, I think we will lose them. So the grass has two roles. One, it keeps the moisture in, stops the sun evaporating the water, which is a precious commodity here, and second, wrap up the stalks just to keep them warm, and then hopefully they'll come back. But it's amazing how one night, 24 hours, can change everything. Well, this will get fixed and finished at some point, won't it, Julia?
It will.
Yeah, because
slowly but surely.
Julia will take over from me, and it will be done in a trice. But come with us, because we have a curious find. Do we not, Julia?
We do.
And it's all thanks to Julia, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
You like digging holes.
I do.
And we're just going through the woodland here.
We were given some oak saplings, and I was we'd already planted several of them, and I was still trying to find the location for the last one. And and for some reason I was digging it deeper and deeper, and we found something.
Yes, you went hell for leather with the digging, didn't you?
I did. I got a bit carried away, maybe.
And then suddenly, kadunk, there's this sort of metallic hollow sound of something. Shall we show our lovely viewer?
Let's see what we can see.
You've got to navigate all of this, of course. And of course, now we've opened up this area, the stinging nettles and other plants are slowly taking root.
Yeah, the brambles are trying to come up here.
This is an area that, you know, you say it's 2.5 acres and people think, oh, that's not very big, is it?
I know it's not, but it's got lots of different areas, thankfully, because of all the different trees. It gives us, several different microclimates.
And it's a wild area that I don't think this year we're going to get to do very much with, as much as we would love to, because we're so busy with the planting, the watering, and all the other stuff. But that's okay. We'll get here eventually. It's nice to have things to look forward to. Now, here is our...
Here lies Yorick.
Yes. Down here, underneath this, we put this here to protect it. Have a little gander.
We can actually step down there.
And you'll go, oh, it's such an anticlimax. But wait, it is a hole. Now, I don't know how much you can see into that hole, but at the bottom, and I wish I brought something metallic, a stick or something, maybe a long stick.
Maybe we can
Here's
make
a stick, I don't know, but can you hear that? There is some sort of
definite hollow
thing,
sound.
and I don't know whether that's an old Victorian or possibly Roman drain, a drainage system, whether down there is an old septic tank or a hideout from the Second World War.
Or a tomb.
Or a tomb.
That was my first thought, because it kind of looks and feels like sandstone on top, but it isn't.
Well,
it's
difficult to tell whether it's actually metal like iron or very thick clay that's been made into like a drain.
Yeah, there's these stony-like lumps of this stuff. I mean, it could be early cement, because it does crumble, but it's not.
Because at first I thought it was, because we only saw a bit of it, and I thought it was a ring like this, a cover that had been cemented in with, as you say, early cement. But as the more we didn't spend a lot of time because we had other things to do, which is the sad part. But we will, and the plan is now to excavate this area.
Just to have a blooming good nosy.
And then report back and let you know what we find. If
we find anything.
If we find any more of it. Well, it's got to be something.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be something like a Roman drain or a French drain, whatever. There's different words for it. But
yes, because I get the impression it's coming that way, which is going uphill, so it's taking the water down.
Yeah, it's an ancient irrigation system.
Which would be fantastic, but how much of the land is covered in these sort of things? And that could be a piece of history there. But the thing is, we don't really want to get the time team in because they can be quite disruptive.
Yeah.
But when we know, we'll let you know.
When we know, we'll let you know. Yeah.
So there you go. That's another exciting episode done and dusted in the bag. But of course, the story does not end.
No, it keeps unfolding.
We are potentially buying a mower for the tractor because the grass is growing hugely.
Yeah.
And it does need cutting down because we want to get to the point where the thistles and the grass and potentially small brambles do not get to seed themselves.
Yeah. And we need areas where there isn't nettles, because let's face it, there is nettle everywhere.
Yes. And it's one way of just keeping it under control, because when we came, if you remember, if you watched it from the beginning, the grass was so high and the thistles were also similar height, and they were seeding, and now of course we've got millions of thistles, so if we can avoid new thistles, that would be great.
Yeah.
And it's just, general maintenance. So that's something, I don't know when that will happen, and it's an investment, but we're going to have a look at one.
Besides that, by keeping the grass short in certain areas, we're allowing some of the old ancient microfauna, flora, to come up. So it's
I mean,
fascinating,
one
isn't
thing
it?
is that we've noticed here that since we've got a mower, just an ordinary lawnmower,
Yeah.
and we have mown various bits, and you'll have seen in the clips buttercups
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Lovely.
And when we came, there were no buttercups. And I don't think they would have had a chance because the grass was just, covering
Yeah.
everything. So it's really interesting to see the smaller flowers coming up.
Similar with dandelions.
Dandelions and forget-me-nots. Don't
Yes.
forget those.
Don't forget those.
So, so that's really interesting. And there's other things to look forward to. I'm just trying to think on the top of my head what else we've got going. But our broad beans, you would have seen them in this episode, I think. You would have seen them. But they are getting even bigger
now.
And so soon we'll be harvesting things and we'll show you exactly what it's like. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we hope next week we'll have another episode.
We will next week have another episode.
Apparently we will next week have another episode, so wait for it. Anyway,
Watch this space and we'll see you next time.
bye for now.